morning, everybody. Welcome to the second edition of How to Stage a House for Sale. The first episode, we looked at staging 2 bedrooms as well as staging a dining room and a living room. And today we're tackling the kitchen, which can be one of the most daunting projects when it comes to staging a house, especially if you're hoping to sell it. But never fear, because today I enlisted the help of one of the best stagers I've ever seen. I've personally seen this woman transform homes from pretty average to very sellable. Please introduce my mom. What?
Well, thank you, Marguerite. That's very kind.
She's pretty amazing, and I've watched her paint homes and take things from being very bland to giving it a bit of a pop of color or a bit of personality. And we're going to be taking a kitchen which is beautiful in its own right, but definitely needs a little bit of help. Yes. So what are some of the first things you think we should focus on in the kitchen?
Well, the easiest would be to paint the walls. So I think we'll start with that.
And what color do you think is good if we're hoping to sell a house?
If you go with white, you won't offend anyone, and it's a neutral color. It looks neat and clean. White will help to, it's a small area, and white might add some more light, and it will also make the room seem a little bit bigger.
Good, I hope you like the fashion for the morning.
Fortunately.
So what are some of the things we're going to start off with?
Well, if I look at the area, we should clean it first.
Okay.
So get rid of everything so we don't paint on anything. And then we need to prep the walls. And I think we should, make sure we tape it nice and neatly over, protect the areas that doesn't need to be painted. And then we're ready to rock and roll.
Okay, well, also what we've got in this kitchen, and this is something that might be applicable to some people at home, is we have quite a bit of an old stove. And the problem with the stove is if you're trying to sell a house and everything looks good, but you can't see the dials on the stove, it immediately just brings down the quality and the value of the kitchen. There's one thing that we're going to change. We're just going to snip away a bit of the countertop, and we're going to input a new stove. And that's going to be one of the small changes that we're going to make to the kitchen.
Yeah, those old rusted plates don't do the thing. New stovetop will be lovely. Margs, have you shown them the before of the place?
No, I haven't. Guys, if you're ready to see a before of the kitchen, give me a thumbs up and let's get into it. We're not painting the tile.
No, we're not painting the tile because it never lasts properly in the kitchen.
When it comes to taping, generally more is more, and so taping the outlets is something that I always do as well.
Marks, don't be deceived by the amount of tape you're going to need in the kitchen. It looks like an easy, quick space to do, but it's got so many corners and hookies and nookies and stuff that it's going to take a while to do the prep. Then it would go easier after that.
Neither of us are home reno professionals, but we do have our own styles and techniques when it comes to a couple of things. So when it comes to taping, I use the more is more technique. And by that, I mean, I just put tape everywhere. My mom has a slightly different approach. Tell us about your taping approach.
Well, for the plug points, I've got the umbrella effect to save the amount of tape you use.
I think the umbrella effect actually requires a lot more skill, but if you get it right, it's going to save you in the short run and in the long run. When you're doing DIY projects, you never know what the moment calls for, and clearly this is calling for some extreme taping.
It's much easier on your back. So Marks, when you tape, a good idea if you've got a top section and a cupboard section to maybe open the door and voila, tape this part just underneath the top section at the top of the cupboard section, and then on top of the cupboard door and the cupboard door, because paint can get in there and then it's all stuck up there.
As you can see, this khaki brown color, it extends from this wall to this wall. Now we're not going to paint this wall today, so that's why I'm just taping a very consistent line so that this side will be white and then this side will be khaki, but it's not going to be a messy transition. It's in fact going to be a very clean and neat transition between the khaki and the white. Let's do it. We have 2 pieces of ground sheet that we're going to incorporate in the painting part of the kitchen. Now I've just found my groove with painting simple areas like bedrooms and lounges, but the kitchen is an area that I really do need what I deem professional help. So Mom, how on earth are we going to use ground sheets in the kitchen?
So Marks, we will have to start at the top, and we've only got 2 ground sheets. So I think we'll cover the top shelves all along because we don't want to drop the paint on the granite. So we can cover as much of the shelf and the granite, paint the tops first, and maybe hook the other one in here. It's got little spaces, so that we cover this area because this is like right over the hob and the stove area that you're just going to change, but you don't want to destroy it either.
So our strategy then is going to be painting from the top down?
Yes.
Okay, good strategy.
It's a drop sheet. Drop sheet. So Marks have weaved the drop sheet into the top of the cupboard doors. So I've opened and closed the door, put the drop sheet in, closed the cupboard, and I've had a tremendous yoga workout. We do not waste anything. So the drop sheet was in this plastic bag. There's one little space there. I'm going to use this so that we don't waste anything. I'm going to stick it there.
I've just consulted with management, my mom. So we're going to start and just do layer by layer and hopefully complete the first layer. The paint dries quite quickly, so we shouldn't wait too long before doing the second layer. But I think the paint that we have, it's not the best quality paint. So if you're gonna buy paint, buy good quality stuff, because we're probably gonna have to do 3 to 4 layers to get that crispy, clean white that we are looking for. But that's the strategy that we're going to opt for. So let's get painting.
Ox, you can't just pour the paint. You first gotta mix it. Normally you've got like a mixing stick or something. But I think some good shoulder workout will do the trick. You can pretend that you're one of the witches in one of Shakespeare's stories plays.
Mom, but in yoga they tell us we've got to put our shoulders back.
Put the shoulders back. That's it. And pull in your core. Yes. It's working, actually. And then Wim Hof says you should breathe. We have beautiful laminated floor and beautiful tile floors, and we ran out of drop sheets, so we don't have newspapers. Newspaper is what we'll use normally. So with boermakkerplans, we are cutting up some open, because these are very peculiar black bags. And look what we've done, we're just sticking them everywhere. So we're doing this so that we don't mess on these floors.
There's any carpenters in the audience and you have a better idea, please let me know how you get paint off tiles. But I get paint off my nails with this thing, so maybe it's gonna help with the tiles. And would you believe me? Check at this. Before and after. This is working. Cheers.
This, at all times, we leave it always at 60 or 70 minimum. You see, granite has got natural veins in there. You don't want to weaken this anymore.
Yeah.
Because, if this breaks, then you have to cut this whole strip out, replace it with another strip, and that depends also where you're going to get the same material.
comes to staging any space, I'm by no means a professional, but what I've noticed in every single staging video or blog I've read, they all speak about lemons, and we got the lemons in the corner over there. And I think that does add a bit of sunshine to what could be a bit of a cold space because of the minimalist and Scandinavian feel we were going for, but that yellow just brings a bit of a pop of color.
Guys, just regarding clutter, when you're trying to sell your house, maybe keep it packed away.
Because one man's treasure is another man's, how does that saying go? If you
No
know
treasure. You don't want to use that saying now.
So when it comes to taking photos, less is more. You just want to show the features of the house, and you don't want to aggravate people if your style is not their style. Just keeping it simple, it is likely to help you when it comes to staging your house to make the sale. Mom, I can't believe the kitchen. I think we did such a great job. High five. Really, really so stoked with the outcome. What are some of the things that worked, some things that didn't work, some of the things we should have done a bit differently? What would you say?
I think putting the drop sheet in the cupboard didn't quite work. In the cupboard there were spaces that needed to still be painted.
It made starting quite approachable because we just felt we could paint at the top and create a bit of a mess.
And made less of a mess.
Yeah.
We were actually quite impressed with the amount of mess that we caused. We didn't actually cause a mess, so that was good.
And it was quite easy to touch up the areas where the drop sheet sort of brushed the top panel over there. We could just touch those up at the end.
Absolutely. The painting went well. I think we should be proud of each other.
I think so. That was really, really epic.
Good teamwork.
Yeah, I know. I'm really, really stoked.
Yeah.
Paint brushes. What do you think we could have done a bit differently?
Yes, we should have planned better.
There was no planning involved. My mom landed. I was like, Mom, do you want to do my kitchen tomorrow? What do we have?
And we used what we had well, but the spaces were this size and we had a roller this size.
Yeah.
So we needed a smaller roller. That made a world's difference.
I definitely think that would have made things a little bit easier because we were trying to get creative, but it wasn't making things even. But I still think the outcome was good, but it was a bit stressful.
We did a good workout. We had a good workout. I think lots of muscles that we overworked because of the wrong equipment.
Yes, I saw you do some very interesting moves there, Mom. You did super well.
Also, we didn't have enough tape.
I think when we buy tape, the thing we should do is buy maybe 2 or 3 different kinds and test it out, because it wasn't sticky. The skinny little one wasn't sticky, and when I was taking the roller and it touched the bottom, it would come up with the roller.
Yes.
Which made me a little bit frustrated. But then when we decided to just go to the shop and buy thicker tape, that was totally worth it. Yes. Rather than just getting irritated because the tape keeps sticking, just making that decision to get out to the shop, buy the right tape.
Absolutely, I think that tape might have been a bit old.
Yes, no, it definitely was old. So my mother-in-law kindly contributed some of her beautiful stickers when she heard that we were going to transform the kitchen. And this was quite an interesting task because I wasn't quite sure which tiles to choose. Mom, can you just talk us through how you helped me make the decision on what tiles would be best?
Yeah, so your major colors are white and khaki, and you've got gray. And I think the blue picks and the white picks that, with the khaki picks those colors up better. This was very tempting, nice and bold. And
I was all in favor for this for a while.
Very much in favor for all of these colors, and I grew up with these colors. These were the kitchen and the lounges, all the kitchens were these colors. That's old. That's like 70s, you know. And
also you had a good point of we're trying to go for a minimalist, very Scandinavian feel, and to just have all of this color, it would just be too much, especially if we were planning to get the lemons in and a little bit of the pastas and the oats. There was just going to be a bit too much color for the feel and the tone we were hoping to achieve in the house.
Yeah, it's very bold. And then this comes in pre-cut ways, and it's quite interesting. You think it's a perfect square, but it's not. So we had to work at the back. If you look at the printing,
let me just show them. So there's actual printing over here. Let me just zoom in on that. I don't know if you can see, but it actually has a right way up and a wrong way up.
Yes.
So my mom figured this one out quite quickly.
Because these things, these little lines need to all align. The problem also is we've got an existing tile that was there. So we had to fill the tile. But I've seen tile cutting and I've tried it myself before. It's a science. It's not easy to get it exactly straight if you work from something that wasn't fabricated exactly. It's not going to, it didn't unfortunately fill it perfectly because the original tile wasn't perfectly cut.
Oh, I'm with you.
Yeah.
And I'm not a perfectionist, so this didn't bother me at all, but my mom was able.
It bothered me big time, and I'm very concerned at what your husband's gonna think of my skills. Also, you've got to take your time. I was a little bit rushed here. Marguerite had a whip out, and it's
Okay, no, but I mean, we did the clock was ticking. You are leaving tomorrow, so we had to finish
quickly
today.
Yes, so you need to take your time to really push it down and get all the bubbles out.
But on that point, guys, if you like what my mom did with the tiles, go ahead, give us a big thumbs up. And also consider subscribing if you want to see more content related to staging homes. I do have another video for you that I will leave in the end screen, which is actually part 1 of the Staging a Home series. And there we looked at staging the bedrooms and staging the lounges, and today's focus was mainly on the kitchen because I thought it was going to be easy and quick to do. But Mom, from your experience, what do you think about staging a kitchen?
I think it's worthwhile. Give it a go.
But not as easy as you might think.
Not as easy, but I do think your viewers should be inspired to try something like this.
Yeah, I think what made the kitchen a little bit tricky was just all of the, well, in our kitchens,
Tiny spaces
that we had to maneuver ourselves into and get around. But overall, I mean, this is far better than I could have ever imagined, and I'm really happy with the outcome. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. Again, if you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. And my treat, I'll leave a video for you in the end screen that if you enjoyed this one, I'm sure you'll like that one too. See you in my next video, guys. All of the best with staging your house. And I hope you get that sale. Bye. P.S. I just would like to thank my mother for making an appearance in this video. It was lovely to have you. Did you enjoy being a part of my video?
Absolutely.
If you'd like to see her around for more videos, let us know in the comments. And tell her to start her own YouTube channel because she's amazing. Bye.